I am just checking my stream on YouTube because it doesn't quite track, but y'all know the routine who watch my blog. All right, it looks like it is running. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Welcome to Radical Books and Politics. Hey, this time I outsmarted myself and I looked at the timer and it's about 30 seconds. So, I'm also trying a new angle. Check this out. I decided I moved because the glare from the glasses has been annoying me, but that's not what this vlog is about. Today I am feeling great because look what came in the mail yesterday a day early. What? The Proof of Nation, the first ever poetry chapbook by Pen in the City, a Facebook group comprised of writers like poets, fiction writers, artists, readers, some mathematicians, and cover designers, musicians. It's a really great group, Pen in the City, if you want to join on Facebook. So I got the proof yesterday, so I've asked her to move the map and the text over. The map about half a centimeter, the text about a quarter centimeter. The back, though, is gorgeous. It's got a wonderful contrast between that red and white. You can see that. It looks really, really good. And I kept the back simple. It says illuminating poems and artwork on issues that affect our lives by 19 of the best contemporary artists and poetry. And one thing that I was worried about was whether the art was going to look good. So I'll show you that in a little bit too. But the resolution just looks fantastic. So I went through it. I realized that I really have to put, I don't like the title page being there. So I have moved the dedication around. But you can also see how wonderful my press logo looks. Bodybook Press out of Chicago. So I reformatted that. And then the table of contents I kept the same. There's an introduction by myself and the Rosenbaum. And this time I put the page numbers all the way to the far right, and I italicized the name of the work. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, see that? So it's consistent. And this was an interesting chapbook because this was an idea that came from Kathy Powers, who was a Chicago poet, and she was asking me, why don't you let the poets design the font that they want with the poem, and where possible, I was able to accommodate that. And if people didn't tell me a font, then I used the font that I was using for the piece. So let me show you an example of that. In fact, let me show you Kathy Powers' poem because she did a really beautiful job. Her piece is called Helpless, and she wanted a sneaker in it, but I forgot what font she picked. I'm gonna say Courier. No, that's not Courier. Whatever font she picked, I used that. Right? Ah, hold on a sec. I can do this. I can flatten this out. Ah, it's a Jedi mind trick. See? So it looks pretty good. This other poem by Adrian David. He didn't specify what font he wanted, so I used what did I say was Cambridge or Cambria. My bad, Cambria. I favor Cambria. So there were other things I changed for the print. As you can see, there was this very large gap between the title and the author name. So I took the space out. And then I ended up alternating. Um, so Lou is a good example. Originally, I had the author names and work of the poem, but I decided to take these out and then put the author last name here centered, and then the title of the works so that they alternated. And I shifted things down. So this is an example too of one where you see how the poetry was way out at the top here. I made it so the title aligned with the poems. But then when there were two back-to-back poems that were about the same length, they all start about the same line. Um, so here's one that mirrors pretty much, and they also have different fonts. So the poems were aligned better. But I changed that so it dropped down a little more. But I thought it was really good. I wasn't sure how having different fonts was going to work out, but it turned out really great. Um, Here's another one that's interesting because the poet chose a different header than the body font, but it looks good. It's interesting. So hopefully Kathy will be happy with that. And there was just one I couldn't accommodate. But overall, I'm really happy with this. It's about 65 pages long. Um, Let me show you what I did in the very back because I also like that. And then I'll show you the artwork at the end. I put the attributes at the very back, but I mixed the poets and artists because there were a few, and I'll be doing that with all future Body Blues Press publications. I like it when authors send their socials their Twitter names, all that good stuff. And at the very end, I put my editors. The only thing I didn't put in here was my publications because technically this is a Body Blues publication. It's the first one, so moving forward, I'm going to put the names of other books that are put out by Body Blues Press. I didn't feature my work, and I didn't think that was necessary. But let me show you these beautiful graphics. I was so glad they look good. It looks even more phenomenal on the Kindle because the Kindle's in color. But this is a piece by Sean Klimek. It's actually one of my favorite pieces because it has a wizard drawing a Western setting, and it's called Fantasy Writer. It's really, really well done. Let's see if I can. I can't. There we go. It's a little better. And then this piece by Amy Basson. It's a photograph. It's not a collage, I guess. I don't know much about art, but I thought I would include some artwork in here. This is called Death by Muse. Oh, Sentenced to Death by Muse. That's right. And then there's one more piece by Sean Klimek that I don't know. It said something about Greek imperialism or Roman imperialism, but it's called Mannequin and Statue Romance. It's actually a mannequin and a statue, but I liked it. It's very interesting. Did it have to do with nation? Maybe. But there's also some great poets featured in here, like Lou Rosenbaum and David A. Romero, who's one of the best Latinx poets, and just great pieces in here that range just social issues like racism, gender issues and whatnot. But it was really, really well done, I thought, not just because I decided, but I really enjoyed it. So we'll see. In the future, I kind of have a hankering for a horror Christmas edition. Just, I don't know. That's what I've been feeling like the 12 Days of Christmas horror. But I'm not sure. We'll see what the group wants to do. But I'm excited. So I hope you enjoyed that. What do you look for when you get your proof? It'd be interesting to hear what you look at. Obviously, you're gonna look at the layout and whatnot. But do you make radical changes after you get the proof? I did. I changed all the headers, for sure. I was driving myself nuts yesterday, but I got it done. But everything else was awesome. Yeah. So I hope you're doing great and that your books are turning out beautifully laid out and that you have an amazing cover designer like Angela Wujic, who just did a great job on the print cover. Preeti J did the Kindle version, and my kids have the phone, but it was gorgeous. It pops. It's like red with different colors. Yeah, so we'll see where that goes. And if you're interested and you bought a copy of the book, give it a favorable review. If you're a contributor, the book is available on Goodreads, so you can, say something positive about it. So do what you love to the max. Read as many books as you can and write on and have an awesome day. Don't forget to like, share,